Yes, welcome, great sadhakas. Let us quietly bring our mind's attention with full concentration to all the sadhanas which we are going to do today, given to us by the Lord. First of them, the Ucharana of the Shanti Mantra, then Taittiriya Upanishad with Adi Shankara Bhashya, Adhenam, Yoga Darshanam. Today or tomorrow, the Samadhi Bhada will conclude. Evening we will study or daytime we will study Mundaka Upanishad, wonderful mantras, wonderful Bhashyam, then Bhagavad Gita Ashtamodhyaya for the youngsters. Evening in the 12th Skandha Bhagavatam, we will be seeing how the Veda Vibhajana and Veda Shakha Prachara is done by the Vyasa Shishyas. Then we will also see Bhagavan Krishna, then taking Mata Rukmini. And then we will be doing in our Adhyatma Ramayanam the beginning of Sundarakanda today. And in the Ashtottarams also, coincidentally, it is Sri Anjaneya Ashtottara Shatanama Vali. So let us try our best to bring our mind to concentration. Concentrated mind does all sadhanas. Sadhana decided intellect, while trying to do sadhana, it gathers the concentration. They complement each other. So whenever we have natural concentration any day, use it for sadhana. Whenever the mind is disturbed, keep doing some sadhana, mind come to that concentration, comes to that. That is how always aiming at mind brought to our control, applying it for the divine pursuit. Mind brought to our control, applying it for the divine. Only these two should be our jobs. Any other thing is immaturity. Any other thing is not only not the cause of moksha, but all that is the cause of bandhanam. To come to this conclusion only, every day we are studying all the Shastras. Om Tachayyoravruಣಿमहे Gatum Yajnaya Gatum Yajnapataye Daive Swastirastunaha Swastirmanusebhyah Urdhvanjigatu Bheshajam Shanno Astu Dvipade Sham Chatushpade Om Shanti 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 Om Tachayyoravruಣಿमहे Gatum Yajnaya Gatum Yajnapataye Daivi Swastirastunaha Swastirmanusebhyah Urdhvanjigatu Bheshajam Shanno Astu Dvipade Sham Chatushpade Om Shanti 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 Om Tachamyoravruಣಿमहे Gatum Yajnaya Gatum Yajnapataye Daive Swastirastunaha Swastirmanusebhyah Urdhvam Jigatu Bheshajam Shanno Astu Dvipade Sham Chatushpade Om Shanti 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 Om Tachamyoravruಣಿमहे Gatum Yajnaya Gatum Yajnapataye Daive Swastirastunaha Swastirmanusebhyah Urdhvam Jigatu Bheshajam Shanno Astu Dvipade Sham Chatushpade Om Shanti 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 Om Tachamyoravruಣಿमहे Gatum Yajnaya Gatum Yajnapataye Daive Swastirastunaha Swastirmanusebhyah Urdhvam Jigatu Bheshajam Shanno Astu Dvipade Sham Chatushpade Om Shanti 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 Om Tachamyoravruಣಿमहे Gatum Yajnaya Gatum Yajnapataye Daive Swastirastunaha Swastirmanusebhyah ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे शं चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ तच्छम्योरावृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवे स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे शं चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ तच्छम्योरावृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवे स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे शं चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ तच्छम्योरावृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवे स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे शं चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ तच्छम्योरावृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवे स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे शं चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ तच्छम्योरावृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवे स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे शं चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् ॐ भवता जनता सुहिता भविता निजबोधविचारणचारुमते कलयेश्वरजीवविवेकविदं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधे साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि ॐ परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः ॐ श्रीवेदव्यासवैशम्पायने आज्ञवल्क्य आद्यशङ्करादिगुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः तेषां सर्वेषां गुरूणां देवतानां परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमाधु अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः हैन्दवसंस्कृतेः समस्तसाम्प्रदायाणां युक्तसंस्कृतियुक्त समस्तगुरुपरम्परा शास्त्रज्ञानपरम्परा दैवभक्तिपरम्परा युक्त पुनरुत्थान पुनर्जागरण विश्वव्याप्तिद्वारा समस्त विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति द्वारा विश्वशांति कल्याण एकता सामरस्यता शांति सौभाग्य प्राप्त्यर्थम तत्कृतं ये ये कंकणबद्धाः साधकाः भक्ताः सेवकाः धर्म संस्थापकाः तेषां नित्यनिरन्तरं धर्म संस्थापनकार्ये समस्त सानुकूल्यतानां प्राप्ति द्वारा दिग्विजय प्राप्त्यर्थं श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः श्री आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ॐ यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं बलवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं। तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरचयिनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते। ओमथ शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावीत तद्वक्तारमावीत आवीन्माम् आवेद्वक्तारम्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानंद वल्ली अष्टमोऽनुभागः। ओम भीषास्माद्वातः पवते भीषोदेति सूर्यः भीषास्मादग्निश्चेन्द्रश्च मृत्युर्धावति पंचम इति सैषानन्दस्य मीमांसा भवति। युवा स्यात् साधुयुवाध्यायकः आशिष्ठो दृढिष्ठो बलिष्ठः तस्येयं पृथिवी सर्वा वित्तस्य पूर्णा स्यात्। स एको मानुष आनन्दः ते शतं मानुष आनन्दाः। स एको मनुष्यगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य च कामः तस्य ते शतं मनुष्यगन्धर्वाणामानन्दाः। स एको देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य च कामः तस्य ते शतं देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दाः। स एकः पितॄणां चिरलोकलोकानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य च कामः तस्य ते शतं पितॄणां चिरलोकलोकानामानन्दाः। स एक आजानजानान् देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य च कामः तस्य ते शतमाजानजानां देवानामानन्दाः। स एकः कर्मदेवानां देवानामानन्दः ये कर्मणा देवानभियन्ते श्रोत्रियस्य च कामः तस्य ते शतं कर्मदेवानां देवानामानन्दाः। स एको देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य च कामः तस्य ते शतं देवानामानन्दाः। स एक इन्द्रस्यानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य च कामः तस्य ते शतमिन्द्रस्यानन्दाः। स एकः एको बृहस्पतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य च कामः तस्य ते शतं बृहस्पतेरानन्दाः। स एकः प्रजापतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य च कामः तस्य ते शतं प्रजापतेरानन्दाः। स एको ब्रह्मण आनन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य च कामः तस्य स यश्चायं पुरुषे यश्चासावादित्ये स एकः स य एवं विद अस्माल्लोकात् प्रेत्य एतमन्नमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामति एतं प्राणमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामति एतं मनोमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामति एतं विज्ञानमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामति एतमानन्दमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामति तदप्येष श्लोको भवति। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। Salutations to Parabrahma Tattva Shruti Mata, all Brahma Vidya Acharya, Sarishimani Gurudevata Gana, Veda Vyasa Vaishampayana, Agnivalkya, Adya Shankara Adi Guru. One of the beautiful Shastras, Upanishads, in that Taittiriya, every topic is so beautiful, especially the Brahmananda Valli, in that from the first Anuvaka, we are seeing how sublime, beautiful knowledge is revealed to us by Shruti Mata and Bhashyakara. 6th, 7th, 8th Anuvakas are filled with so much necessary information for our meditation and realization. All in all, the five, six things which we have to be very clear about are one, the existence of Brahman, second is the Upalabdhi Sthana of Brahman, then the Lakshana of the Brahman, then the Upalabdhi Marga of the Brahman, sadhana, and then the preparation of ours inner and outer. Crystal clearly, when all these things are known, then we have understood Shruti Mata. But that won't help us. In this path, when we travel truly in our sadhana, from the outer to inner, from the Anatma to the Atma, from the grosser to the subtler, truly when we travel, then our sadhana is happening. And in its parakashta sthiti, that most sublime self, which is all pervading, all supporting, yet non-conceivable by any faculties, that true self will be able to experience as ourselves. Thereafter, neither we, the Jiva with Upadhis, will be there, nor the world, any one of them will be there as real other than Brahman. That's called the Mukti Avastha. For that only, all these efforts of ours are studying the Shastras. In the Ashtamanuvakaha, Bheshasmadvada Bhavate, in that both ways, that the Bhaya is there in all of them. That's how they are so systematically, regularly working. Even though they are Ishwaras, they have their own power. That Bhaya is because of the Paramatma is there, Parabrahma is there behind. Second thing, from the devotion standpoint, when all of them out of fear working for the Lord, how can we be fearless and don't do the Lord's work? That way, we have to slowly, with the intellectual understanding of such portions, have to mold our mind and the lifestyle according to the Adhyatmika Shastra and Sadhana. That's what helps us in our evolution. In the second portion of the Ashtamanuvaka, we started seeing the Brahma Ananda Meemamsa. Why that Meemamsa has to be done, that is been explained. Thereafter, Meemamsa has started. In the Meemamsa Vicharana, the first step is one unit of Ananda to tell the subsequent gradations of Ananda in 100 folds. So, the one unit of Ananda is a complete Ananda experienced by a human being. And what a human being expects to experience the maximum complete Ananda is explained in these seven things. Yuva Syat Sadhu Yuva Adhyayakaha Ashishtaha Drudhishtaha Balishtaha. Wonderful. These are to be contemplated actually. Then you will know whatever a human being seeking, all of them are included in that. Six. The seventh one is Tasya Iyam Prithvi Sarva. Okay, the entire Prithvi is with his own disposal. Vittasya Purna Syat. So Vittasya Purna Sarva Prithvi Tasya Iyam. The entire world Prithvi Bhumandala is his only, with all its riches. Not is one thing which is not his. And he is therefore that way sole monarch or the Raja or Samrat or Chakravarti. That is called as Saiko Manusha Anandaha. That is called as one unit of Ananda. That is called Manushya Ananda. Okay. Then we came to the second one. Thereafter, Tasya Chaya Ananda Sa Eko Manusha Ananda Manushanam Prakrushta Eka Ananda. That is one unit of Ananda, Prakrushta, ultimate greatest Ananda among the human beings. So we are all human beings. As a human being, what is the Prakrushta maximum Ananda we can gain? That is being explained in the seven things. Ekaha, this is one unit. Then the subsequent development of the topic. Ki, what is next said? Te shatam manusha anandah sa eko manushya gandharvanam anandah shrotriyasya chakamadasya. So in this mantra, in this anuvaka, in this particular mantra, there are, while Bhagavan Bhashyakara giving the commentary, the 3-4 topics are discussed. First is the literal meaning told. Ki the 100 times multiplied the Manushya Ananda is the Gandharva Ananda. Manushya Gandharva Ananda. So simple, so direct, nothing to worry. Only one thing we have to mind is there is also a higher strata of life than what we live the human, called as Manushya Gandharva. And that Manushya Gandharva can be in the Manushya body, then can be in the Gandharva. Mostly the Gandharva Loka. Now, who are the Manushya Gandharvas? Why are they called as that? How come they got to that Manushya Gandharva Sthiti? The answer given is the second topic that's developed is because of the Vishesha Karma and Vidya. The special, the Yajnayaga, special Upasanas they have done, therefore, they are promoted from the Manushya Sthiti to Manushya Gandharva. Second point is developed. Okay. Manushyaha Santaha Karma Vidya Visheshat Gandharvatvam Praptaha Manushya Gandharvaha. So karma mein all the upasana karma, yajna yagadi karma, dharma karma, social seva karma, all of them come, including the upasanas. Then we get promoted from Manushya to the Deva. So the two topics that can be understood at this level is what? There is a loka or the level of evolution called as Manushya Gandharva Sthiti. Two, it is 100 times Ananda there compared to the ordinary human Ananda. Third, that stage is reached through the Vishesha various yajnas as well as upasanas. Therefore, to evolve from this stage of our limited life and have hundredfold Ananda, we must do the Vishesha karma of the upasanas, yajnas every day or regularly. But nothing is this is Brahmananda. One day we have to give up this also. But these things, what they do, when we practice them, they give us faith in the Shastra and they give us confidence in us. When we practice them and we reach to that, okay, शास्त्र में जो काम ने किया तो शास्त्र ने जो प्रॉमिस किया फल मिला, therefore faith in Shastra grows. And I also can do the yajnas and upasanas, and from the Manushya Sthai I can reach to Manushya Gandharva. If I can reach that, I can even be further also going. That inner confidence comes. These are the two main things, is it not? Inner confidence to put efforts and the faith in the Shastra to put effort according to the guidance given by the Shastra. These two are the only things by which we from where we are slowly evolve. So the second topic is who becomes Manushya Gandharva, it is said. Now, why this Manushya Gandharva has 100 times more Ananda than the Manushya? That is very, very important, very, very crucial topic is there. So first his state of being is explained. Thereafter, how did he reach to that position? He is said. So Manushya Gandharva is he who has got one Antardhana Shakti, Adi Shakti. So Tehi Antardhana Shakti Sampannaha. Be clear. So the ability, the siddhis of disappearing from one place to the other and other siddhis which are mentioned in our Yoga Darshana Ityadi, some of them these Manusha Gandharvas have. May not be all, but definitely one that is called a Antardhana Shakti. Because of this only, as we said yesterday, anywhere problems come from there, they can disappear, and wherever their safety is there, they can go. So the Manushya Gandharva traveling in a car in Himalayas. Suddenly the landslide happened. He can just disappear from that car. He can appear somewhere where the place is safe. An ordinary man, he can't do anything. वो गिरी जाएगा, दबी जाएगा. Like that. Antardhana Shakti. Okay. So Antardhana Shakti means he is transcended the gross. He is actually subtly living life and expresses through the gross also. Second point talked about the Manushya Gandharva, apart from he has got Antardhana Shakti, is Sukshma Karya Karanaha. His Karya, the body, the Karanaha, the 14 instruments. 10 Karmendra, 5 Karmendra, 5 Jnanendra, and 4 Antakarana are Sukshma. They are refined, they are very subtle. Okay. Because of these two. Antardhana Shakti hai, especially the Karyakarana Sanghata of him is not stula like others. It is subtle, sukshma. Because of that sukshmata, he pratighata alpatvam. All the dvandvas affect the stula more, sukshma the less. Because as God Karyakarana Sanghata sukshma, the pratighata from the dvandva will not touch him as they touch the stula sharira tadatmya, the manushya ordinary you and I. Not only the pratighata alpatvam, but dvandva pratighata shakti sadhana sampatti. So the dvandva he himself can do the pratighata and he can defeat that dvandva, he can come out victorious. That special ability this Manushya Gandharva has got. So, how many things are done for him? One is Antardhana Shakti, second is Sukshma Karyakarana Sanghata. Because of that, therefore, the Apratighatatvam, Pratighat Alpatvam, Alpatvam is reduction, not 100% zero nahi hua, but come hai influence. As we gave the examples, with a little understanding of Vedanta, when we understand that the Jagat comes and goes, never permanent, therefore it is Mithya, the desire for the jagat also not gone fully but thoda reduced hota hai. So to from the jagat any of the dukkha pain coming to us, that pratigata will not be as earlier it was very strong, it will be little reduced because some maturity came to us. So the understanding became sukshma, therefore we take it. If this example is understood, so naturally the Manushya Gandharva is in the Sukshma Sthiti, therefore Pratigata Alpatvam bhi or Dvandva Pratigata Sadhana Sampatti or Samarthya or Shakti. He can retaliate and he can defeat the Dvandvas. Now, because of these three things, ability to disappear Antardhana, ability to withstand to the pairs of opposite, himself can retaliate to defeat. Obviously, one beautiful thing happens, that he is not as tensed as others. Then what is the meaning of absence of tension? Chitta prasannata. Okay. So tata apratiharta manasya pratikaravataha manushya gandharvasya syat chitta prasadaha. This is the most crucial thing. Yesterday we have discussed at length. Today also we have to ponder over it, put our mind on that. Because of these three samarthyas of Antardhana, of Dvandva Alpat Pratigatatvam and Pratigata Samarthya from his side, the Chitta Prasada is more in him. Chitta Prasada. Connection pura dekh lena. Manusya is bhogi. Because of the bhoga, all his indriya shaktis are going away and desires are increasing. But to fulfill the desire, capacities are less. Therefore, the mind is very, very disturbed. Therefore, he will not be anandi or happy at all. Now, what is we are discussing? Manushya Gandharva. In Manushya Gandharva, how he became Manushya Gandharva is the crucial thing which we generally miss as we go further in the discussion. Don't miss that point. Manushya became Manushya Gandharva not because of indulgences, not because of bhoga, but withdrawing from them, this Manushya has done the karma vishesha of the yajna, yaga and upasana. ये मत बोलना. Because of the yajna, yagas and upasana, he became Manushya Gandharva. In that Manushya Gandharva sthiti or yoni or life, he has got first one Antardhana Shakti, second is Karyakarana Sangatasya Sukshmata. Because of these two, he has got Pratigata Alpatvam, pairs of opposite, less touch him very less. Some some people very strong in body, so heat and cold doesn't affect them much. So both regions are as one place which is extreme, so they are able to withstand. An example, other people are very sensitive. 2 डिग्री पारा गिर गया, then उनको फिर सर्दी हो जाती है, और 2 डिग्री टेम्परेचर बन गया, then he will have the dehydration. Example. So this being the Sukshma Karya Karana Sanghata as well as Antardhana Shakti, he is got Dvandva Pratighata Alpa hai, himself can retaliate. Because of these four things, what has happened to him? His chitta is prasada. Now the next point is $1,000,000. What it is? He says here, Tat prasada visheshatu. Because of the greatness of the prasannata of the chitta, the more deeper is the prasannata chitta is, more calmer and quieter. Because of that, what's happening? Sukha vishesha abhivyakti. This is the main reason for which, because of which, the 100 times more ananda is there in him than the manushya ananda. Now, this is a very important. If this is understood, the basic first step, all what are told further about all other higher anandas multiplied with 100, that will be easily understood. So, upasanas, karma visheshas, leading to Gadusha Gandharva sthiti, in which The Antakarana or the Karyakarana Sangata is Sukshma, Antardana the Shakti. Therefore, he is having prasada of the Chitta. Because of Chitta Prasannata, in that Sukha Vishesha Abhivyakti, he is more. His Ananda is not 100 times more than human beings because of any outer objects. Remember, because of any outer indulgences. Because outer indulgences as a human being, the Parakashta already spoken when we talked about the one unit of Ananda as the Prakrushta Ananda of a Manushya. मनुष्य का प्रकृष्ट आनंद विषयों में राज्य में उसमें जो है वो ऑलरेडी बता चुके हैं. तो स्थूल आनंद एक्चुअली एंड्स देयर. स्थूल आनंद इज एंजॉयड बाय ह्यूमन बीइंग by being a king, by being आशिष्ट दृष्ट बलिष्ठ युवा स्यात् साधु युवा अध्यायकः. ये सब स्थूल में आ गए. अभी सूक्ष्म है आनंद. रियल आनंद इज सूक्ष्म ओनली. दैट इज चित्त प्रसाद एंड इन दैट रिफ्लेक्शन इज आनंद. So his Chitta Prasada is 100 times more, we can put it this way. Therefore, his Ananda is 100 times more, and Chitta Prasada is 100 times more in him because of the two reasons of not depending on the Vastus like the ordinary Manusya, and also purifying his Antakarana through Yajnadi and Upasanadi. So we have to catch. Therefore, ओहो इसका मतलब क्या है? यज्ञ उपासनाएं करते हुए चित्त के मालिन्य को दूर कर के चित्त को जितना प्रसन्न करो उसमें उतना भगवत आनंद प्रतिबिंबित होकर आनंद शांति ज्यादा मिलता है. This should be caught. To make us catch this main point only, we are studying it. Then compare to this one, the one unit of Manushya Ananda. Compared to Manushya's Ananda, one unit in which he has got everything. Compare our Ananda. At what a lowest level we are there. In the agitation of the mind, with so many desires for the things and the beings and situations, and how much running we are doing. Once in a while, slightest pleasure we are getting, that's all. More than that, we have never even known what is the meaning of Sukha or Ananda actually. Such a lowest level we are there because this knowledge is not given to us. That we can increase the ananda. Increase in the ananda depends on the prasannata of the chitta. Chitta prasannata is indirectly proportional to the possessions of the objects or the worldly things. What we think, more the objects of the world, more riches of the world, more ananda. No. More is the ananda when the chitta prasannata is more. Chitta and the objects of the world are conversely, indirectly proportionate. Understand? The more the chitta prasannata, if we want, lesser should be our ownership on the things. More is the ownership on the things, more disturbed we are in the mind. We can see that ego feels some satisfaction because it's a member of this organization, president of that organization. But then when it comes to the working link, how many tensions, how many anxieties, even to maintain that position, etc. Mind's peace gaya hai. Some laukika ananda we get. It is not the Paramatma ananda. Clear? So in this way, Manushya Gandharva's Ananda 100 times is more because of Chitta Prasannata gained because not affected by the Dvandva as well as he is able to retaliate. That is because he has got the Sukshmata of the Karyakarana Sangata and Antardhana Shakti. All that he got because he has done when he was a Manushya, Yajnayagadi, Upasanadi. Therefore, now from this standpoint, you can understand those people who have done lot of yajna and upasana without the objects of the world outside, not like that kingly person, none of them are there, but still they are more happy. And such Mahatmas seated in the ashram, these person, a king with all the riches and luxury, goes and झुककर उनके सामने महाराज सब कुछ है लेकिन सुख शांति नहीं है. And Maharaj is opposite. कुछ नहीं है उनके पास मेटेरियली बट सुख शांति है. So these things should inspire us and remove the delusion in us that the ananda depends on something external conditions. Ananda depends on the internal condition of the maintenance of the mind. That is chitta prasada. No, from here it is very clearly told. That's what the more we do, the refined yajnas and upasanas, to that extent, the more and more our antakarana becomes shuddha. To that extent, the Brahmananda reflects more. In between, what we have to add is, to that extent, his antardhana samarthyas and any other siddhis also start getting adding up to him, and his karyakarana sangata becomes more and more subtler, more and more subtle. It's a continuous thing. And what is the parakashta of it? The subtlemost karyakarana sangata. Therefore, ultimate chitta prasada is that of the Hiranya Garbha. Therefore, in him, the reflection of Brahmananda reaches to the peak. There is nobody beyond him. But that also the reflected Brahmananda, not the original. Therefore, that also need not be sought for. What we have to seek is direct Brahmananda. So ये सब उपाधि जनित आनंद ही है, conditional आनंद. But then the Meemamsa is done for what? To show the glory of Brahmananda and also to prove that it is swabhavika. It is not the Vishaya Vishayi Sambandita. So this much we have seen. Okay. Where we have come evam. Okay. Tat prasada visheshat sukha vishesha abhivyakti hi. So chitta prasad zyada hone se sukha vishesh bhi zyada hai, because in the prasanna chitta the Brahma Ananda expression is more. Try to catch this. And this Ananda added to it is what? It is pure Ananda, because it is not depending on the outer objects, nor it is gained through any of the unfair means. है ना? कोई कोई बाहर ना कुछ खुशियां मिलते हैं हमको, लेकिन वो पाप कर कर वो वस्तुओं को पाकर करते हैं हम. So that time always is an unfair thing. Therefore, there is a fear inside, and that is dependent also. But this one is what? Independent and fearless, because it is not gained by doing anything wrong. पाप के कारण मिलने वाला नहीं है. चित्त प्रसन्न कर कर उसमें पाने वाला आनंद का ग्लोरी हम बता रहे. Therefore, purify the heart and enjoy the bliss of the Lord expressed in the pure heart. This is permanent. This is real. पूर्वस्याः भूमेः पूर्वस्याः भूमेः उत्तरस्यां भूमौ प्रसाद विशेषतः शतगुणेन आनंद उत्कर्षः उपपद्यते. So compared to the earlier and earlier bhumikas, in the higher and higher later end bhumika, the prasada visheshatah, chitta prasada visheshatah, ki shatagunena ananda utkarshaha. The utkarsha, the increasing of ananda 100 times is seen. Therefore, from the Manushya Gandharva, when you go to the Deva Gandharva's Ananda is 100 times more than the Manushya Gandharva, for the reason of Chitta Prasadata is 100 times more in him, in that particular expression. In this way, Chitta Prasannata, Prasadata, Shanti is going on growing. Reflection of Ananda Brahman expresses more vividly, more distinctly, more conspicuously, more beautifully. Therefore, all our effort should be as much as possible the chitta ko prasanna shanta karna. The whole yoga darshanam is only for this one. The more rajoguna, tamagunas are there in the vritti chitta, they disturb and agitate into kshipta mode of vikshipta. Therefore, by what we do through the yoga abhyasa also is this only, yoga darshanam. That is why what is said here, nirvichara vaisharadhye, अध्यात्म प्रसाद. See, अध्यात्म प्रसाद is chitta prasada. From that only tarutambara prajna, then nirvija samadhi. Here also chitta prasada. So let us not now give value to anything in this world which disturbs the peace of mind and doesn't allow the Paramatma Ananda to express continuously. Whether it is an object, whether it's a situation, whether it is an experience, whether it is a person, whoever may be, value only that much them, that they don't disturb our quietness or peace or serenity of the mind. Okay. And it's a big thing. Again, we'll be coming to a lower level of discussion, which we have already done millions of times. Just for once more, what it is we who, in our delusion, seeking ananda outside in the things and people, we get attached. Then, because the ananda is not there, they can't give. Then we only become angry and get disturbed in the mind and don't allow the Brahmananda to express. So, by knowing that the Ananda is from within the Brahma Swarupa, it comes, therefore reducing the dependency from outside. Secondly, even the world when outside start doing the disturbance to us with any of the Dvandva, we should have the Pratighatana Samarthya inside, not outside, to withstand to that. तो हम अपनी तरफ से भी कामनाओं के कारण बाहर जाने का बंधु और बाहर से भी कोई भी हमारे प्रति कोई दुष्ट व्यवहार लेकर आ रहे हैं तो वो भी अंदर आने नहीं देना इन दिस वे चित्त प्रसन्नता इज मेंटेन्ड because the disturbance is in chitta is because of the desire for the outer world. Disturbance in chitta is because of from the outer world some or the other experiences are coming which are not liked by us. Is this the way for chitta aprasannata? Is it not? Mainly. In this way, both ways, the outer aprasannata avoided by devaluing the things and beings and experiences. Inside, the disturbances of chitta are avoided by reducing the desires. How? Only one thing. I want ananda, not the objects. Ananda is in Brahma Swarupa. That is experienced indirect one by more and more purifying the chitta, which is resulted by reducing the kamana. Therefore, totally I am taking 180 degrees of turn in my life. Till now, till I heard this point, I thought the Sukha Ananda is there in the Vishayas. I was procuring them, and even though I get them, the mind is disturbed. I was not enjoying the bliss that much. From now onwards, my attention is in maintaining the peace of the mind at the cost of giving up all the desires. So that in the peaceful mind, the inner Brahmananda expresses as Ananda. So this change in our attitude is called as spiritual maturity. Spiritual unfoldment starting to happen to him. That is the meaning of Purvasyaha Bhumehe, Uttarasyam Bhumau, Prasada Visheshataha. Because of the chitta prasada growing ki shatagunena ananda utkarshaha upapadyate 100 times grown ananda is being experienced or obtained. This is the important topic. We are repeating it yesterday also today so that we should be very clear about these aspects. अब से हमको खुशियों के लिए वस्तु व्यक्ति के ऊपर डिपेंड होना कम होना चाहिए नहीं हो रहे मतलब दिस नॉलेज हैज नॉट बिकम रूटेड इन आवर हार्ट and our vasanas are very very powerful still which are deluding us seeking making us seek the happiness in the outer world and little pleasures come and get kicked again. That's what we're all going through. Refuse totally this wrong thought ki this sukha shanti comes from the outer world. Outer world is illusory mithya continuously changing. How can it have the sukha to give first of all? It is our own ananda. We throw it on the object and we lick it. It is not outside. That day when this clicks to us, aha, आधा problem खत्म हो गया spirituality का. Now we'll stop running outside. The remaining half will be conquered when we turn inside and discover ourselves to be that infinite, blissful, Satchidananda Brahma. Takes time when you give it. It will happen when the due efforts are put in doing the sadhana. After this is being explained, now another big, very, very important topic is taken up for the discussion. The discussion is on the word Shrotriyasya cha Akamahatasya. Very, very crucial point. It is so crucial. That's why after every sentence or every of the 100 graded Ananda is explained, Shrotriyasya cha Akamahatasya, Shrotriyasya cha Akamahatasya, it is repeated. This seems to be the paddhati of this Rishi of the Taittiriya Upanishad that by repeating he wants to give us the teaching. This one we have seen already in the 9th Anuvaka of our Pratama Shiksha Valli also. You remember? What was that? ऋतं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचनेश्च तपश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च दमश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च शमश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्नेयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्निहोत्रं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च मानुषं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजा च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजनश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजातिश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च. स्वाध्याय प्रवचन को इतना बार रिपीट करा के the importance of that he taught us. So here also, when we come to the second Valli Brahmananda seeking, the most important is Shrotriyatva Akamaha Tattva. Okay. In this, the 2-3 topics are discussed. First topic is what? In between the first two gradations of happiness, like Sayeko Manusha Anandaha. Then te shatam manusha anandah sa eko manushya gandharvana anandah is said. In between these two, Shrotriyasya chaka mahatasya is not said. But after the manushya gandharvana anandah, Shrotriyasya chaka mahatasya te shatam manushya gandharvana anandah sa eko deva gandharvana anandah. This is how it is being explained. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Between Manusha Ananda, Manusha Gandharva Ananda, Shrotriyasya Akamaha Tattva is not given. Why? Because the one who is Purna in the Manusha Ananda, in the Vishayas, okay, in him, Shrotriyatva Akamaha Tattva, okay, when he naturally has got to some extent, then only he is doing Yajnayaga, then only he is doing becoming the Manusha Gandharva. Therefore, the Manushya Gandharva mentioning itself includes the Shrotriyatva Akamaha Tattva done to that extent of requirement by the Manushya. Therefore, no need of mentioning it there. Matlab, the Manushya whose one Ananda, whose complete Ananda is taken as one unit, he is happy there. Then when will he become the Manushya Gandharva? When he has done the Yajna Yaga as told by the Shrotriya, so as told by the Shastra. So Shrotriya to aa gaya usme. Then while doing the Yajna, he'll have to focus on doing the Yajna and doing all the ahutis. But at that time, Kama Hatata kam ho gaya ki nahi unme. So obviously, a Manushya to become Manushya Gandharva, he has to do the Yajna. For that, he'll have to have the Shrotriya, he'll have to be, and also to do the Yajna, he'll have to be Akamahata. Therefore, Shruti Mata specially did not mention it is included. So, Manushya in becoming Manushya Gandharvatva, Shrotriyatva, Akamaha Tattva is included. Therefore, it is not mentioned, not required this way. Now, from this Manushya Gandharva to the subsequent higher and higher worlds, we have to grow. Now, here a very crucial, very important discussion is taken up and being explained to us by Bhashyakara. He has taken up 3 things. From the first initial sayings of that one unit of Ananda, human being, what was said there? Ki Yuva Syat. Okay, Yuva Syat is a physical body related. There is nothing to be discussed. The next 2 points he took for discussion and he is connecting those 2 with the Shrotriya Akama Tattva and bringing out a beautiful package of 3 things. Clear? So, what is there? Sadhu Yuva and Adhyayakaha. Therefore, Sadhu Yuva means what? Not Asadhu. And who is Asadhu? The one who does all the Papa. Therefore, what is the meaning of Sadhu Yuva? Who is not doing any Papa. That not doing any Papa, he has used a word here, Avrujinaha, Apapatma. Okay. So, he is not doing any Papa. Second one is what there? Adhyayakaha word is used there. Here that Adhyayaka word is said by Shruti Mata is another word Shrotriyatva. So there Sadhayuva and Adhyayaka is equal to here Avrujinaha and Shrotriya. But here the Avrujina word is not used. Shrotriya, Akamahata, these 2 words are used. So वहाँ 2 यूज किया 1 मिस हुआ, इधर भी 2 यूज किए 1 मिस हुआ. What are the two things they are used? Are about him, Yuva Syat, Sadhu Yuva and Adhyayakaha. Sadhu Yuva and Adhyayakaha is said here, and Akamahata is not mentioned. Here, Akamahata is mentioned, then Adhyayaka, matlab Shrotriya is mentioned, Sadhu Yuva is not mentioned. So there, the Sadhu Yuva is equal to Avrujina Apapi, you have to add here. Okay, so the same individual who is Sadhyuva and Adhyayakaha, that character has to continue, and to that more and more things are added, then only our qualification to get the reflection of Brahmananda 100 times more grows. Means what? It is not one time that one is Sadhyuva and Adhyayakaha. Once it started, it should continue to develop the Ananda in 100 grade, 100 grade. इट इज नॉट ओनली फॉर द ह्यूमन आनंद, मनुष्य आनंद, बट आगे आगे आनंद के लिए ये रहना ही है. लाइक व्हेन आई गो टू 10th क्लास, इट मीन्स द 8th क्लास नॉलेज इज कंटिन्यूड विथ मी, नॉट दैट उसको छोड़ दिया हमने. इज इट नॉट? दैट हैज टू बी कंटिन्यूड. ओके, नाउ therefore how many things have come? 3. One is Shrotriyastva, second is Avrujinatva, third Akamahatatva. These three are the entire sum and bonum of spiritual sadhana. In this context, these three are the ones when we become refined in it, wherever we are from there only, being there only, our ananda becomes 100-fold without going to those higher and higher worlds. Is it clear? When these three things we do, the more deeply, that itself increases our ananda 100-fold, being wherever we are. Because ananda is not depending on the outer conditions. One can be miserable even in a highly comfortable, luxurious place because his mind is disturbed. Other fellow can be very happy in spite of he staying in a slum house because his mind is calm, quite peaceful. Already we have seen Chitta Prasada is the cause for the reflection of Brahma Ananda. Why we are using the word reflection of Brahmananda? Because the Ananda is Brahma ka hi swarup hai. No other things can have Ananda. Chitta mein Ananda ka reflection hota hai. Prasanna chitta mein. Therefore the Ananda appears to us. More the Prasanna the chitta is, double more is the reflection of Ananda. Therefore we become more Anandi. Therefore the second great beautiful knowledge given to us is this one. First knowledge is given what? Not in the outer objects of the world, the Ananda, it is in the Chitta Prasannata. Second is what? To increase the Ananda in manifold, we have to do these three sadhanas continuously, leading to more Chitta Prasannata. One is Shrotriyatva. What Shrotriyatva does? Shrotriyatva means studying the Shastras regularly. And when you say Shastra, it is only Upanishad Vedanta Shastra, not the distracting Purana Itihasa. They distract us in various unwanted things called as the stories, the details, etc. But Tattva Jnana Wala Vedanta Upanishad, they talk only about Brahma Tattva. So those Shastras. So this Shrotriyata, the studying Shastra regularly, ascertains or confirms in our mind the presence of Parabrahma Tattva and his glory. That has to be all the time studied deeply, because that day when we don't study, intellect is missing that one. That time the vasanas and the mind will influence the intellect with their own misguidance of again thinking about the world, again thinking the sukha is in the world. सुख जगत में नहीं है, सुख परब्रह्म में ही है. इस बात को स्ट्रांग करने के लिए एवरीडे वी हैव टू स्टडी द उपनिषद्स, or else other than Brahma Tattva on something else with pseudo or wrong imagination or delusion, we expect the Ananda, then our pursuit is shifted from the Brahma Tattva towards that object. Then we get it, including Brahma Loka, Brahma Deva we become, but it being temporary, there also again we fail in getting the permanent Ananda. याद रखना इस बात को. Therefore, daily we must listen the Upanishad Vedanta to keep intact our knowledge regarding the existence of Parabrahma and He alone is truth reality, in Him alone the infinite bliss is there. Shrotriyatva. And to reach to that level, in the Shruti Mata, whatever the mantras, the words, meanings are given, in whatever the way the Gurus have taught us, all the bhashyams that are there, using all of them, thoroughly studying, we have to come to this Shrotriyatva in ourselves. What is the Shrotriyatva in two words? One is I have studied all Shastra. Second, therefore, the essence of all Shastra, that Brahman alone is Satyam, therefore Brahman alone is Ananda Swarupa, Jagat is Mithya, it is neither Ananda nor miserable. But the pursuit of Jagat for Ananda, because there is no Ananda, is expressing as Dukkha. Like I go to a neighbor asking for 5,000 rupees. He did not give, so I became miserable. So the misery did not come because he has not given. Misery has come to me because I went there with expectation. I want it. So the want thwarted makes us miserable in this world. Therefore, a Shrotriya person in this way gets himself strongly rooted in not seeking for happiness anything external. That leads to the second point. The Shrotriyatva should be conformed in Akamaha Tattva. Are you understanding? We are not hit by the Kamana. Kamana is always of something other than Parabrahma. Parabrahma ka jignasa hota hai, Kamana nahi. Why? We are already Parabrahma. Kamana is always for that thing which is either not ours or not me. जो मेरा नहीं है, जो मैं नहीं हूं, उसके लिए ही कामना होता है. ब्रह्म तो मैं ऑलरेडी हूं ही, बट नहीं जानता हूं बस. There is no Brahma Kamana, there is only Brahma Jignasa. And anything other than Brahman, towards that only we have desires. And all other than Brahman are only delusion. Therefore, desiring is by basic, it is wrong. Now, at this level of our study of Taittiriya, these subtler things, if we can catch, we are helping us tremendously. From this point, we should never revert back now to the lower level. What is the higher level of the point from where we should not revert? Desire basically is wrong, illogical. Because desire cannot be for that which we have already got, which we are already. Desire can be only for that which is not me or not mine. And what is not me or not mine? The world. Therefore, always the desires are there for the world. But is the world existing really other than Parabrahma Paramatma? No. Then how can you have a desire for something which is not real? That is why every desire makes us miserable. Therefore, from now onwards, instead of fulfilling the desires, slowly reducing and eliminating the desire, our focus should be on that. To the extent that we are able to do, our mind starts becoming calm and quiet. And then we are just happy for no reason, just like we were miserable for every reason earlier because of so many desires. Therefore, the Shrotriyatva complements in Akamaha Tattva. Obviously, the one has no Kamana, then he becomes more Shrotriya to go nearer and nearer to the self. When these two are done, the regular life of ours, in which knowingly or unknowingly, wanting to gain the objects of the world, we commit so many sins of commission and omission, is it not? They all get reduced. That's called the third sadhana of Vrujinatva. And anything we do in seeking something of the world is called papa, whether it is punya or papa. Because as much the papa takes us away from Parabrahma Tattva, so much the punya also takes us away from Parabrahma Tattva. The difference between punya and papa is, in papa, upadhi level dukkha is there. In punya, the upadhi level sukha is there. But both are upadhi sambandhi only. What we want is nirupadhika ananda. That is in Brahma Swarupa. From that, from there, if you look at standpoint, even the punya also is papa. Earlier also it said, Sukrutam, Brahman alone is Sukrutam, he is alone Trupti, Raso Vai Saha, Yadvai Tat Sukrutam, Raso Vai Saha, Tasma Tat Sukrutam Uchyata iti. At that time, Usa, not only Sukrutam, even Dushkrutam also from Parabrahma only. But both Sukrutam, Dukrutam, though Duskrutam come from Parabrahma, hide Parabrahma only. Therefore, by Sukruta, we have to eliminate Duskruta. But for the sake of Paramatma Prapti, even Sukruta also you have to transcend. Because every karma gives only temporary result. We want the permanent Ananda Brahman, which is already our self. We only have to recognize it. Karmas take us away from this effort of contemplating and recognizing ourselves. Because the karma demands upadita adatmya, karma demands extrovertedness, karma demands attention to outer objects, karma demands to do something outside. While doing all that, where is our intellect contemplating on the inner self? And when the karma is done, when the karma phala comes, to go into the karma phala bhoga, you have to go away from your own self again. That creates again vasana. Because of vasana again the Vishaya Sakti happens. Then to procure the Vishaya, again the karma. This is called as the karma phala, the vasana, the kamana. Ye chakkar jo hai, always keeps us away from the pursuit of Parabrahma. That is why it is called as granthi, the knot. Avidya kama karma granthi. Just little bit. Some more. Once more we have done analysis. We have done this many a times earlier also. So this is a beautiful topic. Here he is explaining, and these are the only three sadhanas we have to do to get out of the world, to get our antakarana purified, to get into the spiritual sadhana, and to get finally into the experience of our essential self as Brahma. Again, we'll see it from the Bhashyam. कि प्रथमं तु अकामहत अग्रहणं मनुष्य विषय भोग काम अनभिहतस्य श्रोत्रियस्य मनुष्य आनंदात् शतगुणेन आनंद उत्कर्षः मनुष्य गंधर्वेण तुल्यः वक्तव्यः इति एवं अर्थम्. So, when a human being, one unit of his Ananda in the Vishayas is gaining, when he becomes Shrotriya and Akamahata, his Ananda becomes 100-fold, that is equivalent to Manushya Gandharva. This is what you have to understand here. For that only, the Shrotriyasya Akamahatasya is not mentioned. Now the next one, we have already explained. Sadhu Yuva Adhyayakaha iti. In the main mantra, Yuva Syat Sadhu Yuva Adhyayakaha. Already we explained it 10 minutes back. Same thing, reading the Bhashyam, we are re-explaining. So the 2-3 times when we listen, this becomes very clear in our understanding, because the most crucial topic is this one. So, Sadhu Yuva Adhyayakaha iti Shrotriyatva Avrujinatve Gruhyete. By the Sadhu Yuva and Adhyayakaha, these two words, what is to be understood is Shrotriyatva Avrujinatva. So the Sadhu Yuva defines or explains the Avrujinatva, Paparahityam. Then second one, Adhyayakaha indicates Shrotriyatva. Okay? First, the Sadhu Yuva and Adhyayaka is equal to Avrujina and Shrotriya explained. Of the Shrotriyasya Akamahatasya in that explanation. Second one, Tehi Avishishte Sarvatra. This is Sadhu Yuva as well as Shrotriya, they are Avishishta. They are not Vishishta, because they go on increasing and reducing depending on the moods. As we already said, कभी श्रोत्रिय तो मिस ही हो जाएगा, हम भूल भी जाते हैं, because it's the intellectual level. Our shastras are so many. Some of them we studied, others we have not studied. Therefore, some new special knowledge may be there in the other shastra. Therefore, we have not gained that. So these are there in the shrotriyatva. So to avrujinatva, the पाप नहीं करना जो है, इतना completely 100% हमारे हाथ में नहीं होता. कभी कभी छोटा थोड़ा सा, on the pretext of some enjoyment, we do the papa little bit. So therefore, tehi avishishte sarvatra. Okay. But akamahatatvam tu, there is something speciality of the akamahatatva. Now the whole focus is on akamahatatva. So Shrotriyatva, Avrujinatva are conditional, because sometimes you don't know. Unknowingly also papa happens. जब चल रहे हो और आपके पाप के पाँव के नीचे कोई भी जीव जंतु आकर मर गया और आप दरवाजा खोल रहे हो, किसी का हाथ उसमें आ गया और चोट लग गई, he has got दुखा, that is because of your action, therefore it's a पाप. संकल्पित हो या असंकल्पित हो, दूसरों को दुख हुआ हमारे कारण, added as पाप. Punishment may be less because as in court also punishments are more if it is deliberately done, less if it happens accidentally. Whether you did deliberately or accidentally, उस बंदे को तो दुख हो गया ना. So therefore, Shrotriyatva can be conditional because of the ability, capacity of the mind, intellect to remember or not. Aboriginatva also is conditional because we don't know. Some papa happen. That's what Pancha Mahapatak कहते हैं. These Pancha Mahapatakas, nobody can avoid. Only what people can do is the atonement for that. You know, the what you call the atonement for it is done through some of the upasanas or the prarthanas. It's called as प्रायश्चित्त. पंच महापाप का प्रायश्चित ही होता है. Nobody can avoid that panchapatas. What are the pancha mahapapa is making harm to the beings. Okay, because of these 5 things. One is what? झाड़ू पोछा लगाने में. सेकंड क्या है ना, बर्तन वगैरह मांजने में. दूसरा क्या है, तीसरा क्या है, खाना बनाने के टाइम. फोर्थ वन, पैदल चलने के टाइम. फिफ्थ वन, even while talking. And even while talking also, because of which are the jivas getting harmed or made miserable or killed, we don't know. So too while walking, how many are coming our feet under feet, we don't know. So too when we are doing Bhartan Manjana, how many jivas which have come there to eat those things, they might have died, we don't know. So too when you do this wiping or sweeping of the room, there are so many things they die. And especially cooking may. In that firewood which you use for cooking, how many small insects they come, we don't know. They are burnt. But they are all jiva only. उनको दुख होता है कि नहीं, दर्द होता है ना. श्री पंच महापातक. That is why स पंच महापातकात् प्रमुच्यते. सायमधीयानो दिवसकृतं पापं नाशयति. प्रातरधीयानो सायं कृतं पापं नाशयति. सायं प्रातः प्रयुञ्जानो पापो पापो भवति. श्रीधर गणपत्यतर शीर्ष उपनिषद फलश्रुति it is said. Even in the Narayana Upanishad, everywhere it comes. What we are trying here, the Anuvrijinatva, though is a conscious effort we have to put, yet 100% we may not achieve it. Shrotriyasva, Shrotriyatva, consciously we can put effort, but the Shastras being such a big in number, in one lifetime we may not study, we may not remember. But we have to go on doing that work. What is that? Not committing the sin, continuously studying Shastras. ये हो गया. तो इन दोनों को साइड पे रखो. The most important discussion is about the third thing called as akamaha tattvam. That is what is focused here, because that is repeatedly has been given. Shrotriyatvam akamaha tasya ityadi. Shrotriyasya cha akamaha tasya, Shrotriyasya cha akamaha tasya. First, the literal meaning of this word is explained to you. You have heard it. Kama means desire. Hatha means killed. Akama hatha means not killed by the desire. Killed, it means the moment we go little away from our main goal, even for a fraction of a second, for the sake of any desire, we are killed at that time. Therefore, this killing with the kamana is such one, na, continuously we are killed. मारते ही रहती है वो काम हमको. We are killed, yet again we are alive to be killed again and again, again and again. Is it not? People don't come to class because kama hatha. That may be for nidra, that may be for some other indulgence or enjoyment. Even in the class, when we are there, why we don't fully focus at that few minutes in between? Our mind is hatha by the kamana, jiska हमने संकल्प किया. Something. Kamana always need not be enjoying or indulging in Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasagandha with the Indriyas. Kamana related to the mind are there of emotions of love and attachment. Kamana is there of the intellect of knowing this or that, doing that or that. Kamana is of the ego also. I am greater than others. ये सब कामना ही होते हैं. कामना इज अ बिग थिंग. एवरीथिंग इज कामना. तो कोई भी कोई कामना हमको मारता रहता है, इसलिए हम भगवान की तरफ मुड़ते ही नहीं. So, totally who is into worldliness, zero in spirituality, is completely killed by Kamana. You and I who have come to spirituality, but continuously 24 hours, are we doing it? No. So, whenever we are not doing, who is killing us as a sadhaka at that time? Kamana only. Therefore, Kama Hatam is being killed by Kamana. Therefore, Akama Hatam is not getting killed by the Kamana. This is the third sadhana. About that, little explanation is given. Ki akamaha tattvam tu vishaya utkarsha apakarshatah sukha utkarsha apakarshaya visheshyate. Okay, when the kamanas are there, fulfilled अच्छी तरह से ज्यादा सुख होता है, फुलफिल्ड मीडियोकर में कम सुख होता है, कम से कम फुलफिल हुआ तो सुख बहुत कम होता है, नहीं हुआ कामना फुलफिल, देन देयर इज दुख ओनली. Therefore, the arrival and departure of Vishayas increases or reduces the Ananda when the condition in the mind is Kamana. Now, reverse kar do that there is no Kamana at all. There is no Kamana at all. Then, will the Utkarsha and Apakarsha of the objects add or reduce any of the Ananda in this person? He is not at all affected. Is it not? Like मुझे एक पर्टिकुलर आइटम खाना ही नहीं है ना, ये दो जलेबी मुझे खाना, अब 2 परोसो, अब 10 परोसो, 20 परोसो, अब दूसरों को परोसो, मुझे दो मत. आई एम नॉट एट ऑल इफेक्टेड, इसका कामना है ही नहीं मेरे को. बट इफ आई डिजायर समथिंग, है ना, आई लाइक लेस रसगुल्ला, अब मुझे आधा ही दिया, देन लेस आनंद. 1 दिया तो ठीक है, बट आई वांट 4 दिया तो बहुत मजा आता है, फिर पैक भी करके दिया तो डबल आनंद. दिस इज व्हाई दिस हैज कम टू मी, बिकॉज़ आई हैव कामना फॉर द रसगुल्ला. But when in the case of jalebi, 20 are kept inside and they are taken away in front of, they are given to others, doesn't affect me because I am not touched by it. So the one who discovers this principle, that when I am not hata by the kamana, I am free and independent from the utkarsha and apakarsha of the vishayas. Because of which antakarana is not extroverted. When it is not extroverted, it is calm and quiet inside. Because the extroverted antakarana only becomes disturbed. In this quietness of the antakarana inside, the ananda is more. That's why in a dining table, 10 items are there. For all the 10, when we have desire, 10-fold is our agitation in the mind. वो भी लेना है, ये भी लेना है, वो भी खाना है. Out of 10, 2 if you don't want, your agitation is reduced to that level. Calmness in the mind is grown to that level, but 8 still are there. In the same way, only 2 you like them, 8 are not interested by you, you don't desire. So then only 2 will be disturbing us, not the 8. वो 8 चीजों को दूसरे लोग कितना भी ले लेवे, खत्म भी हो जाए, you don't even think about it because it's not an object of desire in your mind. But these 2 are. अब imagine वो दोनों भी नहीं है मन में. Your mind is never extroverted. Non-extroverted mind is calm and quiet. In that calm and quiet is prasanna mana. Prasanna mana reflects the ananda. Think about it. Think about it. From this standpoint only, in every of the Shastra, in every of the Adhyatmika Marga, first thing told is reduce your kamana. First, to avoid the slavery outside and become miserable. Second is what? Become calm, quiet inside. Allow the Atmananda, Brahmananda to reflect there. That's why in deep sleep, no desire at all, therefore maximum ananda. But that is conditional because nobody can sleep permanently. It is temporary. So, akamaha tattvam tu vishaya utkarsha apakarshataha sukha utkarsha apakarshaya visheshyate. So, the speciality in the akama tattva is there is no utkarsha apakarsha in ananda because of utkarsha and apakarsha of the object. So, therefore, why the akamahata shabda? So many times the Shruti Mata is repeated. Ataha akamata grahanam tad visheshataha. Because of this beautiful special quality of the akamata, that word is taken here. For what? Shataguna sukha utkarsha upalabdehe. It is not because of any other thing other than the akama tattva that the the Ananda is becoming 100 times more. No other reason. The Kamana is reducing, therefore Ananda becoming increasing in these higher and higher and higher and grade people. See, we study in the Swarga, Devatas are there, Indra are there, they have a lot of Bhoga, etc. That is being explained to us in a different context. In a true Indra position, he has less Kamana, they were more Anandi. That Indra who becomes Kami, he becomes miserable. That is why he is fighting with Rakshasas. But Indra is not a Sthai Baba Indra in himself. Sometimes he focuses only in managing the three words Nishkamanatase. Other time he himself desires of his own pada. Therefore, that time whoever is doing tapasya or any Rakshasa, he takes him as enemy, his peace of mind goes away. All these Indra Adi Padavi are like the ministers in this world only. They are great compared to us, but not the greatest. So again we will see it. Ataha akamahata grahanam tad visheshataha shataguna utkarsha upalabdhehe. Then the final sentence is the most important. Akamaha tatvasya parmananda prapti sadhanatva vidhanartham. Therefore, the final Paramananda Prapti ka sadhana kya hai? Final sadhana 100% akamaha tattva. Means not even any desire is hitting us. That is why in every of the yoga darshan and all we have seen, apara vairagya, when it has taken us to the samprajnata samadhi level, it is only after that the viveka khyati comes. After viveka khyati, definitely when we develop the para vairagya, and even to the viveka khyati and samprajnata samadhi, we have vairagya, then only the asamprajnata yoga, then the final vritti nirodha, then the swarupa pratishtar anubhuti comes. Here, Shankara Bhagavan is subtly saying one thing, and thus he is coordinating or connecting between this topic of this text to all other spiritual shastras which talk about the moksha and the connection of the kamana with moksha. What is the connection of kamana with moksha? Even little kamana is there of anything of the world, one can never have the moksha. That is why yada sarve pramuchyante. कामाः ये अस्य हृदि श्रिताः अथ मर्त्यः अमृतः भवति अत्र ब्रह्म समश्नुते. Atra, being a human only will experience Brahma Jnana, Brahma Anubhuti. He need not go to Brahma Loka to be taught by Brahmadeva the Brahma Jnana. Atra Brahma Samashnute Yada Sarve Kamaha Pramuchyante Hrudi Shritaha. Same thing in Gita, Prajahati, fully gives up. Yada, when Sarvan Kaman Manogata. मन में हृदय में रहने वाले सारे कामनाओं को जब छोड़ देता है. How is he doing that? Atmani eva atmana tushta. In the seeking of the Atmananda, he is given up all this. Then only he will have really the final Ananda. That's called as Stita Prajna Lakshana, first shloka. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmanyevatmana tushta Stita Prajnat stadochyate. Now, when we are this way drilling into ourselves, we are this way investigating, inquiring. Is not slowly in our mind. This understanding coming that it is a kamana which is taking me away from my own self and the bliss. It is a kamana which is making me do all the papa. It's a kamana because of which I am not only going away from ananda but becoming dukhi. See, if this dawns in us, we are the most luckiest fellows. This is the meaning of the Upanishad Jnanam, removing the delusion. The delusion is what? In the desire fulfillment, there is an Ananda. This is a delusion. Is it not? The Ananda क्या है? ब्रह्मानंद का ही है. Desire fulfillment से आनंद नहीं हुआ. Desire निकल गया. उस समय मन शांत हुआ. उस शांत मन में आनंद. Just like, there are 5 biscuits are there. You ate first biscuit. You got a pleasure, but not complete Anand. We ate all the 5 of them. Now you look at for the 6th one, it is not there. Then you are Anandi. What is the meaning of that? The object is not there, desire of the object is not there, therefore effort to procure the object is not there, you are more ananda at that time. But when the object was there, desire was there, disturbance was there. And to become happy, you fulfill your desire of eating one object, one biscuit. But still there is another object, another desire. Therefore, still there is agitation, even though we ate the first biscuit. अगर बिस्किट खाने में आनंद आना चाहिए तो पहले बिस्किट से खत्म होना चाहिए. Why are you eating again second one? You understand? But after the fifth one is eaten, there's no biscuit, therefore there's no desire for it. Calm, quiet, there is a trupti. Therefore, in the world, biscuits cannot end. You have to end your desire for them. If today, with this analysis, if this much you understand, it is akamaha tattva is the karana for Brahma Jnana and Brahma Ananda. And kamaha tattva is the karana not only for going away from our own Swarupa Brahma Jnana, but entering into the soup of dukkha. We have blessed ourselves with Upanishad Jnana. Thereafter, instead of fulfilling the desires, transcending the desires will be our job. And once we are convinced, it is not at all difficult thing. What is the how? Because throughout the day, engage yourself in spiritual things. Because बाहर का कोई अभी चीज तो पाना नहीं है, क्योंकि पता चल गया कि कामना is the कारण for all the dukkha. Then why do you go out? See the beauty. That is the meaning of na karmana na praja na dhanena but tyagena. Eke amrutatva manashu. It is discovered within through this inquiry and through the study of Shastra and deeply when we inquire. Best example is the Mahatmas. They have nothing but the bliss because the bliss is from Brahmananda. Second example is Nidra. In Nidra, nothing indulgent is there, but still there is Ananda. Therefore, Ananda is not there in the Kamana and Kamapurti. This is what, when we contemplate deeply through intellect, that the without thinking, just because the mind and Vasana said, we are running behind desires and suffering, all the delusion goes away. We have to conquer the delusion. Then only the illusion. Then only the ignorance. Delusion is in our mind, because of which we run behind desires. Illusion is in the world, because of we do the dharma karya. Dharma karya karna illusion hai, because I consider myself to be a jiva and individual and all. Then only the ignorance can be conquered through the jnana prapti. That I am that infinite Brahman, all pervading. I have nothing to gain, nothing to lose, nowhere to go, nowhere to come. I am in my self, in my own self, in that bliss and beatitude. Then relax, nothing to do there. Be in that, that's all. So some more things are there. Here, final thought is to be taken home कि क्या है अकामः तत्वस्य परमानंद प्राप्ति साधनत्व विधानार्थम. So therefore परमानंद प्राप्ति का साधना क्या है? टोटल अकामः तथा काम से हत नहीं होना. When all the kamanas are given up, Vishayas go away, extrovertedness goes away. The mind has nothing to do when there is no kamana. और बेचारो चला जाएगा. When the mind gone away, the self is revealed to itself. And that self is me. Therefore, this is how the three sadhanas. This will be told again after this chanting of this mantra. Tomorrow we will do Teshata Manusha Gandharvanam Anandaha. ये सारा पढ़ के now what is the meaning of मनुष्य गंधर्व तो देख चुके हम. देव गंधर्वा पितृणाम चिरलोक चिरलोक आजान जाना कर्म देवा देवा इंद्र प्रजापति. Who are they? That will be beautifully explained. Their Ananda is 100 times more than the earlier one because of the bhumika of the Chitta Prasada, because of these three things called as Shrotriya, Akamaha Tattva, Apurusinatva. Therefore, the Brahma Ananda is 100 times more reflecting or expressing from that. देखो ये तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद जो हमको पकड़ देता है, अगर हम इस उपनिषद को पकड़ते हैं तो ये वाला पकड़ और कहीं नहीं मिलेगा और हम कहीं भी पकड़े नहीं जाएंगे. अदरवाइज हर जगह हम पकड़े जाएंगे. Everywhere will be caught if we don't catch this point. And only in Taittiriya this beauty is explained to us. And only information given. It has to become knowledge to me, speaker, to you, you the listeners. And we get convinced on it. And then, even after conviction, the mind, because of its habit, It's called as Abhyasa dosha. Again, tries to pull us to the worldliness. Then to that mind, we have to say, "Hey, shut up. Abhi samajh liya na Upanishad mein? In the Kamana only all the dukkha, the Niskama is Brahmananda. Shut up. I'm not going to entertain." In this way, few years, when we keep on practicing not to do or indulge in anything because of Kamana, then the effect of that goes away. Then the joy we see when the mind is no more agitated, disturbed by any Kamana of anything is inexplicable. It is an ecstasy. And added to that would be when we become introverted and discover our true essential self, which is Satyam Jnanam Anandam, therefore birthless, changeless, decayless, diseaseless, deathless. उसका हम पता कर ही लेते हैं तो हा वो it will happen. Beautiful it is. And establishing in that is called the moksha sthiti. Let us see this tomorrow. Sarvam Guru Charanaravindar Om. पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो परमऋषिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमाते नमः ओम तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु ओम 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 Om 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 Om. Thank you, friends. Don't miss this next topic. It's beautiful. The whole flow from here onwards is excellent. Once we are convinced for this Akamaha Tattva, then convinced that in Brahman only there is bliss, then for the Brahma Prapti, again the Vicharana, which was in the beginning. To establish the presence of Brahman is taken up. Same thing you replied or repeated to even experience the Brahma Tattva. That is Panchakosha Viveka. That will be our third, that is Bhrigu Valli. In this Brahmananda Valli, after this 8th Anuvaka, the one Anuvaka small one, 9th is there. Some question answers are there, we discuss it.